You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown. I'm a motivational speaker and communication specialist and speech coach, and I'm your host Monday through Friday from 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock. And this program is designed deliberately to bring positivity in your life. That's why when you listen to it, you're going to feel good, you're going to laugh. It's going to affect you at the cellular level. When you come away from this program, you're going to begin to look at life differently because you will see your life differently. And when you change the way you see yourself, you will change the way you show up in life. I want to share with you the opportunity to engage in some conversations, and I want to call on you now to give me some life lessons, some things that you've learned in life. If you knew you had an opportunity to talk to young people today, what would you say? What are some of the life lessons that you have learned that you feel that would be of value to young people as well as adults today? And the reason I'm asking you this and calling on you to call in to share that so we can all learn from each other. When you think of rock musicians, you really don't think of colleges, but now the two are actually coming together as a steady stream of rock legends have been bringing their expertise into college classrooms. Now, here's what USA Today found out, and they're telling the students what these rock artists sing. Lamont Dozier, he's now 69. He's a songwriter for many years. He wrote Baby I Need Your Lovin' by the Four Tops. You remember that one. And Baby Love by the Supremes. You remember that. Okay? Well, now, the reason he said he didn't go to college, that he wanted to go, but things didn't work out the way that he wanted them to work out, and he needed to take care of his mother. She was single and had children, and writing songs for Motown allowed him to be able to take care of his 4 siblings and put them through college and take care of his mother. And what he's telling the students, he's telling them this is what he learned from life. He said, I tell them about having a great work ethic to make sure that this is what they want, that you can have passion, but you have to put the work into it, and you have to really want it bad. And in terms of the value of education, he said the world is changing. It's inevitable that things are going to change, and you need to be on top of your game. You need to know your stuff. Now, another artist that's been speaking to students as well is Melissa Manchester. You remember her? She's 60. She wrote Midnight Blue and You Should Hear How She Talks About You. Well, now she's talking to students, and she's teaching them songwriting for musical theater this semester at the University of Southern California. And this is what she's telling students. If you're going to pursue an artistic life, you're going to pay your dues somewhere down the road. And she talked about the various kinds of things that she did before she struck it big. She said she did a number of things. She worked as a waitress, and she did a variety of gopher jobs until she came into her own. And so I'm asking you now, what would you say to young people? I get an opportunity to work with them, and it's one of the things that I talk to them about is the fact that have some big dreams. Anybody can be average. Anybody can be mediocre. Have some big dreams. I think most of us, we scale down the dreams and the things that we believe that's possible for us because of the fact that we live in a world where we're told more about our limitations rather than our potential. One of the goals we have is to train 10,000 voices of hope that will expand people's mindsets, teach them how to begin to upgrade their skill sets, and create communities of greatness. An achievement-driven community, because we have an entertainment-driven community. I saw the American Idol last night, and the young lady who did not win, people were so disappointed. But you know what? The American public voted. One of the things I would teach young people, learn to suck it up. Just deal with life as it is. People voted. And they're talking about, they wish she'd won, and I thought she was good, but I thought the other guy was good too. And they're talking about her like he doesn't even exist, that he doesn't even have any feelings, that he doesn't have any emotions. Hey, he won. This is the way it's set up. American people spoke, and they won. You got to suck it up. I was on a tour with several other speakers. It was Brian Tracy and I think it was Zig Ziglar, and each of them, they had an hour presentation to an hour and a half, and your success of being on that tour, you had to be able to be a top performer. You had to sell a lot of products. Well, they gave me 15 minutes. Okay. Now the guy who headed this up, he had an hour. Brian Tracy had an hour. Zig Ziglar probably had about an hour and a half. And Tom Hopkins, he had an hour. I was the only one on the program that had 15 minutes. So I had 5 minutes to warm up the crowd, and 10 minutes, then another 5 minutes to give a speech, and then another 5 minutes to sell my products. And they said, you didn't sell as good as everybody else. I said, but I only have 15 minutes. Well, as soon as you can sell as many products as the other speakers on the program, then we'll give you an hour too. I said, is that right? Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you switch me out? You take my 15 minutes, give me your hour, and I'll go toe-to-toe with all of you guys. They did not do that. They said, Les Brown, if you don't get over $50,000 in your next presentation, you're off the platform. Now, I could have got mad. I could have gone to the press and said it's not fair. They're just doing this to me because I'm ugly. I did not. I went in and I gave it my best shot. I sold $55,000 in the next city. And guess what they said? We raised the bar. That's not enough. It should have been 60. I said, okay. And so they kicked me off the program. I took it like a man. I had to suck it up. And so they thought I was going to raise Santa about it or go to the press. I didn't do anything. I just let it go. And I have a good relationship with them. And so now they want to come back and talk to me again years later. All right. But it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there's some things you got to suck up. There's some things you just got to deal with. Life is not fair. It's not fair that birds eat worms, and they do. So I want to know from you, if you had the chance to talk to some young people today, and you do, what would you say to them? What are some of the life lessons, some of the things that you have learned about life that you wish you had known? You wish that somebody had said those things to you. The number to call is 888-539-2980. Life lessons, that's what we're talking about. If the rock artist can do it, you can do it. As a member of this audience of greatness of KFWB, you can call in right now. I want to hear your story. What are the lessons you have learned? What would you say? And how did you learn that lesson? How did that become one of your key principles and values that you stand on? I want to hear what they are. The number to call right now, 888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. My name is Les Brown. This is Mamie Brown's baby boy. I'm waiting for you to call me now. 888-539-2980. You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980.